Monday Health Minutes, sponsored by Valley Health.
Hi, I'm Melanie Schaefer. Welcome to Monday Health Minutes with Valley Health. Do you ever get unexpectedly dizzy? Have you ever heard of something called vertigo? It's a pretty common condition. 1 in 5 adults sometimes experience it within their lives. So what exactly is it and how can we deal with it? We're talking with ear, nose, and throat doctor, Dr. Thomas Young, about that today. Thanks for being here.
Melanie, thanks for having me.
This is great information because I have struggled with this myself, as you know. So tell me what vertigo is.
Well, I think the first thing that we need to figure out is what exactly do people mean by vertigo, dizziness. So when people say dizziness, they mean a lot of different things. Sometimes it can mean lightheaded and woozy. Sometimes it can mean I'm unsteady on my feet. Sometimes it can mean I'm having vertigo or spinning. And the vertigo is really kind of classic for an inner ear problem where you actually have spinning like on a merry-go-round. So we need to kind of figure out what are those 3 different types first, and then where do we go from there.
If it's the spinny type, what kind of causes that? I mean, it is, in my experience, it was vicious from the start. It was like someone had tied me to a fan and whirred me around.
Right.
What are the causes of this?
So that's an excellent question. And a lot of people will come in and say, well, I have vertigo, or I was told I have vertigo. Vertigo is just a symptom. It's like saying I have a headache. There's lots of causes of headaches, and we need to figure out why you're having this vertigo. And it can be an inner ear problem. It can be caused by a virus. It can be caused by a tumor. It can be caused by little crystals that get stuck in your inner ear. Even motion sensitivity can be a sensation of vertigo. So again, once we figure out what you're having, whether it's lightheadedness, wooziness, or vertigo, then vertigo, we tend to think more of inner ear problems, and then we need to look at your hearing, figure out what's going on there, because the hearing and your inner ear balance are hooked together. So we need to kind of figure out where that direction is and how we figure those things out. And luckily, there's several good tests that we can do to figure out what it is that have caused the vertigo. Most of the time, just by talking to the patients, we can figure out what direction we need to go in. But things like if you're worried about a tumor, which is pretty rare, but you certainly don't want to miss that, you're looking at something like an MRI scan. If you're looking at things like positional vertigo, where every time I look up or look down or lay back in bed, the room really spins, then we think about something more like crystals in the inner ear, which is actually, if you're going to get vertigo, that's a great thing to get because it's easy to fix. And then things like people who have viruses that affected their inner ear, what knocks out their balance system on one side, they will have unsteadiness with that. So again, those kind of things we look at to kind of figure out where the source is and how we can treat it.
So let's talk about the ear crystals first.
Sure.
So say you determine that is what's causing the problem. Explain to me what that is with the ear crystals and how do you treat it?
Yeah, so people that present with that, they will say, classically, I have spinning every time I look up or look down, or if I lay back in bed and roll over, the room will spin for about 10 to 15 seconds, but then it stops. But every time they get into that position, it happens again. What happens is that in your inner ear, you have these balance canals that are C-shaped, and they're filled with fluid. And whenever you turn your head, that fluid in there shifts, and that causes little hair cells to bend like reeds in a stream, and that tells your brain as your head is turning. Sometimes little crystals can get stuck in there, just like you get kidney stones. But if it's in your inner ear, every time you lay back, those crystals will percolate down with gravity, cause that fluid to move, and give you a sensation of spinning. What we treat that with is we do a little maneuver that kind of gets those out. People will say, well, he flipped me on the table. Well, that's exactly what we do. We lay you back, flip you on the other side, and that gets those out of there.
Okay, so let's talk about the other option you said where it might be some kind of viral infection.
People that get a viral infection or so, they will have, classically, they will say, I had this intense bout of spinning that lasted for 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe a day. I felt groggy the next day, but I was getting a little bit better, but I still don't feel like I have my right footing properly. And you can see how that's different than the crystals. It lasts much longer. It's a little bit more intense, but it doesn't happen with position anymore. It's not affected by how you move a certain way or not. So that tells us to think more about kind of a viral infection. Unfortunately, you can also get that if you have like a stroke or a brain tumor or something like that. So that we take a little bit more seriously, and we do a little bit deeper workup, maybe an MRI scan, certainly hearing tests and things like that.
But it is something treatable and it can be improved.
Again, it depends on what the diagnosis is, but yes, 99% of the time we can fix you and make you better.
Okay. Dr. Young, thank you so much. Some great tips people can watch out for if they feel that out of control spin coming
My
on.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thanks for checking in with Monday Health Minutes.